Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for June 3rd, 2025. We've got an all plunder kingdom today. And we've got no trashing other than if we can pull prize goat. Oh boy. We do have grotto, which does help with that quite a bit. We have draw-wise, well, let's look at the plus actions first, because all we've got there is landing party, which is pretty limited. I mean, yeah, you might just have to do a periodic landing party refresh if you want to play with multiple terminals, or maybe you just don't play with multiple terminals and you just play with like Siren, basically. Come back to that, but yeah, so that's the only village. And then so draw wise, I mean, there is Pilgrim, but you're going to need landing parties for plus actions for that. There's also Figurine, and then like Siren at the start of turn draw, and then Grotto, the sort of deferring stuff to next turn draw. Plenty of plus buy, because you got buried treasure, and then you've got loot, which can be gained with, well, actually, I guess it's only peril. Huh. Alright, that's actually not as much. I mean, buried treasure is still a good amount of plus buy. And then Figurine can also give plus buy. So, yeah, another consideration here is Quartermaster. So, when Quartermaster, in a card costing up to 4, setting it aside on this. You know, I don't actually think that gets around the Siren thing. But all right, I went ahead and paused to double check on Quartermaster because so in general, there's a good rule of thumb that somebody posted in Discord. It might have been Marcus, and it said, for Siren tricks and other similar things, what matters is having something that isn't the gainer do the moving, and then that is what's going to allow you to get around Siren. And Quartermaster is the gainer. However, the way it's worded, gain a card costing up to 4, setting it aside on this, it sounds like it's 2 different steps, which would imply that you gain the card, it goes to your discard pile, and then you set it aside on the Quartermaster, and thus Siren is not in the discard pile where it expects to be, and thus it doesn't need to trash itself. However, according to some rules that I don't know where they're located, where you would find them. Maybe it's in like the Plunder rulebook or something, but it wasn't on the wiki. Anyway, according to that, no, it does go directly to the Quartermaster set aside. So it doesn't get around the Siren thing. So that definitely makes Quartermaster less appealing to me. There's not anything else on this board that's like, oh man, I really want a Quartermaster for that purpose. There's always like Quartermaster gaining estates is like kind of a nice thing, but I don't know. It's not like I want fortune hunters. Landing parties, sure. I just don't know if it's like worth the trouble. But anyway, we can evaluate that as we go on. So I think the question is, we definitely want to get Siren ASAP. We could just open like Grotto Fortune Hunter or Grotto Landing Party and plan to trash whatever we can. I think I like Grotto Fortune Hunter. If we see them together, we're guaranteed to be able to do the Siren thing. So Mirror. I guess there's no realistic way we'd be able to get 2 sirens at once. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and take siren here. And not here. So if we trigger the shuffle here, then we don't have any of the, like, we don't have, the plan would be to get another action card that we can turn into another siren. But we won't have either of those action cards in the shuffle, but it will be a short shuffle. Only 6 cards. So we're like basically top decking the siren. So then I guess the question becomes, what do we plan to buy next turn? So we'd play a copper, that's guaranteed, and then we'd have on top of our deck 4 coppers, siren estate. So we'd have 3 or 4 coins. So we'd probably just buy another grotto. Maybe here we'd buy landing party. And then the next turn, I guess the issue is that the next turn we'd potentially have a bunch of money with which to buy that siren. It really would be nice to get the siren sooner rather than later. For that, we want to, I think, just buy a grotto right now. But it does make it more likely that we bottom deck the siren that we already have. Yeah, I think we play the Fortune Hunter. It's a close call, but oh wait, we can hit 5 here. Oh, for some reason I missed the fact that we were going to hit 5. That might mean we want to take a buried treasure. And we'll just plan to trash the Fortune Hunter when we see it. I think I like getting a buried treasure here. And then next turn, we can get grotto and something, maybe? We could just get another buried treasure. We have 12 cards to go through. We're going to draw 8 of them. Pretty good chance that we see the Fortune Hunter. Yeah, if we go landing party grotto, it definitely gets more likely at the cost of not having the plus buy next turn when we have the big hand size. But we'll have the grotto to set cards aside for that. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. We didn't find the Fortune Hunter. But timing-wise, I mean, we'd rather play... Or we'd rather get... Like... We already have the Siren out, so we're... Like, next turn is a fine enough time to get another one. So... I think... We just take another... Grotto here... Alright, and then we need 3 coins to buy Siren. We could get another buried treasure by just grottoing one estate. That's probably not correct. Grotto that little. Well, with the siren in play, I guess it could be. It could be. Nah. We do that. We have 5 coins. I mean, we can just buy Siren Grotto and then plan to, like, peril the other grotto or something. I want to keep the draw up. I think that's pretty important. Oh. I got an assertion. It's been ages since that happened. Alright, hold on. Okay, the game took off while I was trying to get this reloaded, but yeah, so we got our thing there, and then they gained a landing party, resolved a grotto, played a grotto, periled grotto into really? That's the first loot? Come on. Ridiculous. Alright, I think we just go ahead and do peril here. I can't believe they got Prize Goat on the first. That's so bullshit. We get an orb. Man. All right. I wouldn't mind having those last 2 grottos. Just to, like, set aside even more cards, see more of my deck every turn. And then I'm just gonna buy them. We could mirror landing party. Or Fortune Hunter if we want to peril that. Could also just get another buried treasure. Like, buried treasure has some advantages and disadvantages relative to loot. Gets into our deck faster. It's we only have to draw it every other turn, but we only get value from it every other turn. I think I'll take the buried treasure. They trashed a copper? They have a silver to trash? Alright. I mean, I think I'm just going to take another buried treasure here. Like, yeah, it is It is, like I said, in some ways worse than loot, but right now, works out pretty well. Another quartermaster. All right, all the cards. Um, right now, it is in our interest to push piles. We have a points lead. I'm wondering about just buying mere landing party. Maybe it makes more sense to go double buried treasure and let them further lower the landing parties with their quartermasters, as they are likely to want to do anyway. I guess they only have one of them in play, but what are they even setting aside on these quartermasters? You know, there's a landing party. Two buried treasures gets us almost as many landing parties next turn if that's what we want to do, but it also gets us green if we want to go that direction instead. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Did trash a curse. Okay, now hold on. We have, if we don't play these grottos, or like at least we don't set aside any treasure on the grottos, we have 16, 19 coins and 5 buys. We can mirror landing party and buy 3 curses, and mirror landing party only costs 10 coins anyway. We can set aside 8 cards anyway. We don't need them. Yeah, you can, something that catches me off guard. Oh, we do need to buy some green. Well, we can do that. Because they trashed a curse. I suppose I will refrain from playing the second grotto. So I can get a province. Anyway, something that definitely has caught me off guard before is the fact that you can just chain mirror together. I mean, I know about it now, but like when that first dropped, that took me by surprise. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why the bot didn't play with a cursor. Like, I've seen it recently go for Trickster over Siren, which, like, I don't know, that maybe that's correct sometimes. I doubt it, but maybe. But, like, just ignoring them entirely seems totally wrong. And then, yeah, like I said, I don't think Quartermaster is actually good here. Getting landing parties, it's just not that impressive to me. I think, like, if you took Siren and Grotto off the board, I mean, it would be, you'd have to replace them with something, of course. But, like, I could very much see Landing Party then being really nice because you would probably end up having, like, quite a number of turns where you would just play a treasure first. But with Siren and Grotto, it's like you're never really going to um not play those. Although, I mean, I guess if you're not playing with Siren, you aren't. But, like, even so, with just Grotto alone, like, how often is Landing Party even going to be better than having Grotto your junk? Like, maybe, like, maybe never. Um, I mean, maybe in the end game, there's a situation where you'd rather have landing parties. I don't know. If you wanted to mix in, like, Pilgrim, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so it's not that you don't want to ever gain a landing party, but getting the quartermasters to gain landing parties just does not seem very good to me. And also, like I said, I would think you want to play with cursor. Like, yeah, they did pull the prize go, which is, I mean, I still think that's, like, kind of like on a board with no other trashing. Like, to have that be the first loot that you pull is some nonsense. But I mean, it's still not, like, you still got to play with the cursors. That being said, like, the game ending the way that it did is also just in large part because the bot did its classic, like, I don't care about the pile situation thing, and just, recklessly do stuff, pay no attention to it. I mean, I took four. No, I took five grottos, so I definitely contributed to that. Like, I took one that I trashed, and then I ended up playing with trash with peril, and then I ended up playing with four of them. But landing parties, I ended with four of them, but I gained three of them in the last turn, so they had taken six landing parties. Yeah. Well, I guess this turn they did not play a grotto, and they did actually top deck three landing parties. Well, they bought a duchy. That's why the points were as they were. Okay, that makes more sense, actually. I did not realize they had done that. Huh. Okay. Well, still. I mean, I guess the bot was probably lost by this point regardless, and that's, because of the curse situation and the fact that they weren't, like, they got all these grottos, but they weren't really setting aside a ton of cards on them necessarily, I think. Although here they, well, like this one here, grottoing one copper. I mean, I think also, like, the siren draw, like, makes it look a lot different because the bigger starting hand size makes it easier to set aside a lot of cards, like, initially, and then you, like, sort of sustain that momentum. But I know I've played another game recently where the bots set aside decisions with grotto were super weird, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case again here. Although, like, this looks, well, okay, you don't play grotto and then landing party. I mean, I guess if you know for a fact that you're going to draw two copper, and you probably do, I guess it's fine, but it's still weird. Well, so far it doesn't look like they were doing anything super weird with it. Yeah. Yeah, this all looks pretty reasonable, and just in terms of the grotto stuff. I mean, this is a little bit weird, right? You grotto 2 curses, a stake copper, and then another copper, and you buy a silver. Like, you could just grotto the grotto and then have 5 coins and buy a 5, like a buried treasure. Although maybe at this point they shouldn't have been buying buried treasure any more than landing party. I don't know, but yeah, that looks a little weird. Oh wait, and they trashed a copper with prize code. No, you clearly trashed a curse. Yeah, there's some. This is more the kind of thing that I'm like that I noticed earlier, where they would like do stuff like this. There was also weirder than that stuff that they did, or not weirder necessarily, but different weird. But yeah, like clearly, clearly you. Like, at the very least, just set aside this copper and trash a curse. Like, obvious. Like, it's pretty shocking to me that the bot manages to screw up something that basic. But, yeah. So that grotto looks reasonable. Oh, look at that. Trash a curse. Oh, but they didn't play any grottos that turn. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, not really. I mean, that one turn is a little bit weird, but it's not really because they were making poor grottoing decisions necessarily. I think it's just that Quartermaster wasn't good. Buried Treasure was better. Getting Siren was better. I think that's basically what it comes down to. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.